From blowing up online instantly to slowly fading into total oblivion, he went from partying with A-list celebrities on a weekly basis to getting banned from major sports stadiums. He went from flexing receipts for $100,000 at his overpriced steakhouses to watching his entire legacy disintegrate. The saga of Salt Bae is the ultimate case study on how digital clout evaporates the second hubris takes the wheel, and the world finally sees the desperate narcissist lurking behind the meme. Hi, I'm Milo Speaks, and in today's deep dive, we are exposing the collapse of Salt Bae. We're tracking his path from absolute poverty to global domination, and finally, how greed and arrogance destroyed it all. While he was building this massive brand, obscured by the glitter of gold-wrapped beef was a nightmare workplace filled with exploitation and dangerous negligence. But before the scandals brought the house down, Nusret's climb from the bottom was actually pretty legendary. Nusret Gökçe began his journey in Pazli, a tiny Turkish village with zero money and barely any infrastructure. His dad was grinding away in the mines, a brutal job that sadly didn't bring in enough cash to keep the family afloat. Because they were so broke, Nusret had to drop out of school at just 13 and throw himself into the workforce, landing a gig as an apprentice butcher in Istanbul. He was pulling 13-hour shifts every single day, no breaks, no holidays. But this grueling schedule was the foundation of his future in the culinary world, spending years hopping between steakhouses in Turkey. Then, in 2007, he snagged a bank loan for $3,400 to globetrot and study the meat game in different countries to see how the pros did it. After hustling abroad for 3 years, he came back to Turkey in 2010 and finally launched his own spot. It wasn't a palace, just a tiny joint with 8 tables and a skeleton crew. But Nusret's steakhouse managed to turn heads among the elite, catching the eye of Ferit Sahenk, a Turkish billionaire blown away by the quality. He was so impressed he cut a check to help Nusret expand, not just locally, but all over the Middle East. By the close of 2016, Nusret was already killing it in business, but he had no clue that his life was about to flip upside down again. On January 7th, 2017, he uploaded a clip rocking a tight white tee and shades, slicing a steak and dropping salt with that bizarre, flamboyant flair. That video? It exploded. It racked up millions of views and launched Nusret into the stratosphere of internet fame practically instantly. That specific sprinkling motion became a global meme, making the man himself bigger than the video ever was. The internet dubbed him Salt Bae. Even celebrities were tweeting like, "Laugh my ass off, Salt Bae is across the globe," and doesn't even know he's a legend on Black Twitter. People were saying it'll be wild telling their kids about him. Like how our dads talked about cinema legends, we'd be talking about the guy in sunglasses. People were dressing up as him for Halloween, parodies were running on national TV, it was total saturation. Professional athletes were even mimicking his pose after scoring goals. Salt Bae had morphed into one of the most famous faces on the entire web. That is a massive amount of leverage, and Nusret knew exactly how to play the game. Almost immediately, he announced plans to drop luxury spots in New York and London that very same month, with a global takeover following right after. But the pricing at these new joints? Absolutely criminal. We are talking $100 for a burger, $10 for a single Red Bull, $25 for dessert, and the infamous Tomahawk steak wrapped in 24-karat gold for $1,800. Yet, the places were packed. People were flying in from every corner of the earth. But they weren't there for the cuisine. They were paying for the hype, the theater, and a slim chance to catch a glimpse of the living meme. "Yes, sir," became the catchphrase. Week after week, A-list celebrities from sports, music, and Hollywood flooded in. Salt Bae had managed to transmute a fleeting viral second into a multi-million-dollar global empire. However, strip away the gold leaf and the Instagram ops, and the truth was ugly. Because when you actually tasted the food, Salt Bae's kingdom was all flash and zero cash value. Take his London location, TripAdvisor rated it in the bottom 33% of the entire city. It sat at a pathetic 2.9 stars. Out of 350 reviews, 167 people called it absolute garbage. We're talking reviews, screaming bad food, insane prices, total scam, undercooked, and disgusting. Guests complained about awful service, saying they paid a fortune only to be treated like dirt. To make matters worse, his New York burger joint was officially crowned the absolute worst restaurant in the entire city. Professional critics didn't hold back, trashing the food as rubbery, mundane, flavorless, and completely bland. We're talking shoe leather tough, a total scam. You'd assume getting roasted like that would force Nusret to fix the food, right? Wrong. Salt Bae didn't care at all. He saw himself as a legend, literally saying stuff like, "Now everyone wants to be a butcher because of me. Ask any kid, they want to be Salt Bae. I'm their idol. I'm a massive inspiration." Yeah, okay. It was painfully obvious that viral fame had inflated his ego to dangerous levels. The food quality, the customer experience, none of it mattered. The only thing he cared about was the show. He started openly flexing on social media, posting receipts of people dropping over $100,000 on a single dinner, waving them around like trophies. It wasn't long before the brand stopped being about steak and became the him show. His feed turned into a shrine of shirtless videos and runway poses, acting like he was some A-list Hollywood celebrity. But while the cameras rolled and the likes poured in, the reality behind the curtain was a disaster waiting to happen. The first domino fell in September 2018, when a fire stunt meant to wow the crowd went catastrophically wrong. The footage is terrifying, pure chaos and screams of panic. Fire exploded out of control, injuring 4 people, including internet personality Tinus Tresnikova. She suffered third-degree burns on 35% of her body. Hospitalized for months, she survived, but she was scarred for life. This was global news, yet Salt Bae? Total silence. No apology, nothing. He pretended it didn't even happen. But that silence was just the tip of the iceberg. Because while victims were fighting for their lives, he was busy feeding a dictator. That very same month, Venezuelan President Nicolas Maduro and his wife hit up the Istanbul restaurant for the full VIP treatment. We're talking a lavish multi-$1,000 feast. And here's the kicker. This happened while Venezuela was starving. 64% of the population lost an average of 11 kilograms. That's over 25 pounds because of a massive food crisis. Any person with a soul would have turned a guy like that away. But Salt Bae? He welcomed the tyrant with open arms. He even posted videos bragging about it, hyping it up like a once-in-a-lifetime event. As you can imagine, the internet exploded. The backlash was instant, brutal, and it didn't stay online. Protests erupted right outside his spots in Miami and New York. It got so bad, the US Senate got involved. Senator Marco Rubio called him out, saying, "I don't know who this weirdo Salt Bae is, but the guy he's so proud to host is an overweight dictator of a nation where 30% of people eat once a day, and babies are dying of malnutrition." He eventually deleted the clips, but typical for him, he never apologized. Because for Salt Bae, the clout matters more than human lives. But it gets worse. Beyond burning guests and feeding dictators, the kitchen was a nightmare. In April 2023, Business Insider dropped a bombshell investigation, exposing a mountain of lawsuits and disturbing allegations. It revealed an empire built on fear and exploitation. Staff called Salt Bae a petty tyrant, obsessed with power and image. One manager said his world was nothing but Instagram and fame. He developed a god complex. Employees were fired instantly without warning, just for breaking a glass or wearing the wrong shirt. A bartender in London compared it to the Hunger Games. Another employee called him a straight-up dictator. And that's not even the worst part. Workers were forced to stand outside and fake lines during slow hours. They were made to sleep in the restaurant during the COVID-19 pandemic and riots with zero overtime pay. While he flaunted cash online, he was allegedly stealing tips and slashing wages for mistakes. Lawsuits claim management skimmed 3% of tips or withheld them entirely, especially when celebs were dining. A class action suit revealed they systematically fired any waiter who dared to ask for their money. One 19-year-old had $140 docked from her pay just for bringing leftovers to the wrong table. Another lost $800 in tips because a customer dined and dashed. Like it was her fault. Bouncers were hired to catch bill dodgers. But for the women working inside Salt Bae's empire, the real threat wasn't the customers. The exploitation went far beyond bad hours, sinking into humiliation, harassment, and straight-up abuse. Take one bartender's nightmare, for example. On day one, she was ordered to dress like eye candy, skimpy skirt, high heels, and a low-cut top. When she pushed back, the male staff made her life hell. It escalated to stalking, with a co-worker trailing her all the way home. And the moment she asked to wear a normal uniform, she was kicked to the curb. Another lawsuit alleges a server was blocked from moving up the ladder simply because the man himself didn't think she was hot enough. But this toxic rot didn't stop with the staff. It bled right out into the dining room. Guests were getting scammed too. Staff were allegedly instructed to swap out cheap cuts of meat and sell them as premium Wagyu. We're talking about recycling dregs of wine into fresh glasses and slapping fake halal stickers on steaks that were anything but. It was a cash grab, plain and simple, squeezing every cent out of anyone walking through the door. Yet, all that money couldn't fill the void of his massive ego. That arrogance, that belief he was a god among men, finally drove him to commit career suicide. He did it on the global stage, sparking the most embarrassing moment of his life. Mark the date, December 18th, 2022. Argentina had just snatched the World Cup from France. Emotions were high. History was made. And then, Salt Bae invades the pitch. He crashes the most sacred celebration in sports, acting like he was the star of the show. He literally grabs Messi, the greatest player alive, right in the middle of his crowning achievement, just to beg for a selfie. But he didn't stop there. He actually put his hands on the FIFA trophy, posing like he'd scored the winning goal, while billions of people watched in pure second-hand embarrassment. The internet exploded. The backlash was instantly bigger than the viral meme that made him famous in the first place. People were brutal, saying things like, "This is exactly what a man with zero shame looks like. What the hell does this guy have to do with this victory? This is clout chasing on a biblical scale. What a complete clown." It got so bad that FIFA had to launch a formal investigation into how he even got down there. They banned him from future tournaments, and that blacklist is real. He was literally thrown out of the UEFA Champions League after party on June 1st, 2025, for trying to crash the gate again. He tried to play it cool, signing autographs on the curb, claiming he wasn't trying to get in, but was just there for the thousands of fans dying to see him. Yeah, right. The internet roasted him immediately. Why is he even here? He's a has-been. Go sprinkle salt somewhere else. But here's the thing, the mockery wasn't even that loud. Not because he's forgiven, but because nobody cares anymore. He's irrelevant after years of ripping people off, serving trash food, abusing staff, and clowning himself globally. The bill has finally come due. His US empire is collapsing. His London profits have tanked by 50%, and even the Dubai spot is failing. The business is dying, his engagement is dead, and the world has officially moved on. It is over for Salt Bae. If he had just played his cards right, he could have been a legend, a beloved icon like Gordon Ramsay. But ego and greed destroyed him. It's the same tragic path the Island Boys took, and you don't want to miss that train wreck. Click the video.